Bible-based church family, what's going on? This is Pastor D. Hope everyone is doing well. We are just a couple of days away from welcoming you back to in-person worship for those who want to return. I thought it was best that I do this recording to kind of give a reminder on the instructions and also give more in-depth clarity. And so again, this upcoming Sunday, first Sunday of June, in-person worship is returning. And so if you feel comfortable, you're fully vaccinated, maybe you're not, but you want to return back to the sanctuary for worship, we welcome you to return back for 9 a.m. Sunday school, 10 a.m. worship. You will be required to wear a mask for Sunday school and for the 10 a.m. worship service. We will ask you to social distance. Seating has already been identified that's available for usage and it's not available for usage. When you come into the sanctuary, you will see markings and chairs. Those markings will indicate to you that those chairs are not available. We purposely have put the markings where they are to be able to properly social distance. And so I would ask that you not take it upon yourself to move these markings because you don't like where they are. Much as I love you and respect you, I ask that you not do that. As I've said to you in all of our recordings and through email exchanges, that your health, safety, and welfare is of utmost importance to us. But personal responsibility must also be important. What does that mean? You're not feeling well. You should stay home. Been around someone who's not feeling well. You should stay home. As much as I want to see your face, I want to make sure that nothing transpires that forces us to vacate the doors again because of a spread or because of just fear has grown. So again, you are invited to return this upcoming Sunday. What I did not say in the phase 3 recording that I want to say now is seating's available in the sanctuary, but also in the overflow area. Those seats also have been properly marked for social distancing. So maybe you want to be in the building for live worship, but not be in the sanctuary. I respect that. You are welcome to sit in the overflow area. Since you've been out, we've been blessed to put brand new, larger screens in the sanctuary and in the overflow area with high density clarity on the screen. So you'll be able to watch the service live from the overflow area and still be in the building. You are welcome to do that as well. Please, sir, please, ma'am, know that. Yes, we will continue to have live stream available on all of our platforms. That will not change probably ever. This is a blessing to be able to minister to people both near and far. The Lord has opened that door. We want to honor that door being open. But again, for those of you who want to return, we look forward to seeing you this upcoming Sunday. Let me also share with you that in the chair in front of you, in the back part of the chair in front of you, communion has already been preset in those chairs. And so if you're in a seat that is available for seating, just in front of you, which is the back of the chair in front of you, there is a communion that's there. That communion is aligned with the chair that you're sitting in. We want to try to avoid as much movement as possible. So what we're asking you to do is at the proper time of the Holy Communion, you'll be asked to reach forward and grab your communion, and we will remain in our seats. I will be at the front of the sanctuary, but everybody else will remain in their seats, and we will do communion in that manner. If you are sitting in an area where there is no chair in front of you, then what we have done is we have put the communion in your seat already. And so when you come in, you can grab that seat and await the instructions for Holy Communion. We're trying the best we can to make sure that we minimize any over activity or crowding in any spaces. The chairs that we purchased several years ago afforded us a chance to be able to preset communion, preset offering envelopes. We're going to make use of that. And so my brother or sister, please, at the appropriate time, reach forward, grab your communion. Again, if you're sitting in a seat that does not have any communion in it, have a chair in front of you, there will be a communion already in that seat. Everything's been preset for your arrival. We're thinking about you. We love you. We want to do right by you. For those of you who are just not comfortable returning back to in-person worship, so you're going to still use the live stream, I still want to let you know that our Holy Communion distribution is available on first Saturdays before the first Sunday. So that means this upcoming Saturday, tomorrow, as a matter of fact, you are welcome to come in and retrieve your Holy Communion from 10 a.m. to 11 o'clock a.m. But I want to do something different, if I may. Our deacon and deaconesses have been given an assignment on which first Saturday they will be there to serve you. And I've been asking you in the email to let us know in advance if you plan on coming through and submitting the total number you're going to need so that we can have your baggage, your package ready for you when you arrive. I'm going to ask you to do that as well. We want to make sure that we are able to pre-package orders or reservations for those who need them. And so, my brother or sister, if you will, after hearing this recording, if you don't plan to return to in-person worship this upcoming Sunday, not upset about that, but you do want to receive of the Holy Communion that we will be utilizing in the sanctuary, please send an email to the church email account and let us know by way of the name and the total of communions you will need. And we will make sure that we are able to pre-package that. So when you drive in tomorrow, you can basically grab, say good morning to everyone, and continue on about your wonderful Saturday. We want to be able to service you. And for those of you who are going to continue to use elements from within your home, please continue to do that. The Lord is still going to be pleased. We're going to still make sure that we are together at the right time to do communion together. And so, my brother or sister, again, I'm so excited for this opportunity to be able to get back together in in-person worship. I do not anticipate, though I would love it, I do not anticipate the full membership of our church to be there this upcoming Sunday, or probably in the month of June. But I do ask you of this. If your reason for not coming back to in-person worship is because you've gotten so used to solely doing church online, I want you to be prayerful. There is something about being in the sanctuary, something about being in the presence of brothers and sisters. Yes, God's presence is omnipresent, meaning he can be everywhere at the same time. So I'm not in any way saying that you can't experience God in your home, but there's something about being together in the sanctuary. Listen, I'm unashamed and I'm unapologetic about being a church boy. So I love being in the sanctuary. I love being around the people of God. I love that. Even for a short time, I love it. And I want to encourage you to have a desire to experience that. But maybe you have underlying health conditions, or maybe you just can't get there. There is no guilt placed upon you at all. That's why we have the live stream available. That's why we try our best to service you as much as possible in various ways. I pray that you are being prayerful over decisions that we have made and that we are making, that we will be making going forward for the ministry of Bible-based church. We're desiring to hear from God in every step that we take. Again, remember, personal responsibility is so important and so critical. So my brother or sister, use wisdom and think about your neighbor, your brother and or sister, when you consider whether or not you're going to be returning. If you don't feel the best, it's okay to say, I'm not coming this Sunday. It's absolutely okay. You will be able to still watch online. But if you feel well and you want to be there, we welcome you back into the fellowship. The last thing I want to say to you is that during these 16 plus months, we have been having worship service in about an hour to an hour and 5, more than an hour and 10 minutes. I anticipate that continuing on. We have learned that a lot of extra meat has been cut and unnecessary on Sunday mornings. We're not going to stop a lot to make announcements and watch people walk back and forth, up and down. We're not going to do that. The way we've been doing service during the online services over the last 16 plus months, it's going to be the same way. So you can anticipate us beginning promptly at 9 for Sunday school and being done about 9:45. You can expect us to start right at 10 o'clock for morning worship and be done probably 11 to 11:10 at the latest. I say late at the latest 11:10 because first Sunday goes a little bit longer because we want to serve the Holy Communion. We want to do right by the Holy Communion and not rush through that holy ordinance. But there's no need for 2-hour worship services anymore. There's no need for us being there from 10 to 12 or 10 to 12:30 or 10. None of that's necessary anymore. We can honor the Lord in the preaching of the text, in the singing of the songs, and the giving of the offering, in the fellowship, and be in and out within an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. We've been doing it, so we know that it works. And I'm asking of you, my brother or sister, commit to being there from start to finish. Let me thank our Sunday school teachers who have been innovative and adaptive and how they've done the teaching. We had them teaching at home. We've had them teaching in the sanctuary. We have them teaching out in the overflow area, trying our best to still bring the word of God to you. Let me thank our ministers who have stepped up in a great way to help carry the load of the preaching of the text. Let me thank our deacon and deaconesses who have made great sacrifices and been there. Thank them for also staying in contact with their assigned alphabets. If you have not heard from your deacon or deaconess, please let the church know that so we can get you in contact with your deacon or deaconess so we can make sure we are fully aware of what's going on. Thank our servant leaders who have continued to provide ministry through their respective ministries in the virtual space. It hasn't been easy, but we've tried our best to make sure that we are doing all we can. And lastly, let me thank you, the Bible-based Church Tallahassee family, for being understanding, for being loving, but also remaining plugged in. It has not been easy over the last 16 plus months, but we have made do with what we have been presented with. We may have lost some along the way. And while that's heartbreaking, it's also understanding. And I have to accept that. But I'm also praying that we will return back into in-person worship with a new mindset and a new excitement about Jesus and about worship. That we will not come back as we left. That normal is not our normal anymore. There's a new normal now. There's a newness about what we're doing. And I want to make sure that we are honoring in that. I want us to honor the sanctuary and love the sanctuary, but also love one another. I want us to give grace to each other. If your neighbor coughs and or sneezes, please don't make them feel uncomfortable about that. I understand people are nervous, but let's not be rude in what we do. Let's display grace one to another. Let's try to be understanding. We're all adapting to in-person return. And so we're all probably dealing with some emotions of discomfort initially. It's understandable, but let's do it in a manner by which we are respectful to each other. I do not believe, nor will I ever believe, that anybody would intentionally try to wreak havoc or harm on any of us. So nobody's coming to the sanctuary, in my opinion, purposely to get anyone sick. So if you have that feeling, I can assure you that's not it. And I want you also to know that we have intensified our sanitation. We have sanitation stations throughout the church. We have made sure that we have enough soap and Lysol in our bathrooms. We do air purifying multiple times throughout the week. Our cleaning crew has doubled up on their cleaning, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We've been back into some level of in-person worship since the month of April, and we've had no issues. There'll be more people coming. I understand that. But what we have in place has been working, and it will continue to work. And to God be the glory. I love you all. Look forward to seeing you all. And guess what? It's the Lord's doing, and it's marvelous in our eyes. God bless you all. Have a great rest of your day. Look forward to seeing you all again. Email the church if you desire to retrieve your Holy Communion through the Holy Communion distribution. If we don't hear from you, we're not going to proceed with the distribution tomorrow. We want to make sure that we allow people a chance to enjoy their weekend. We want to be able to serve you as well. All right. We love you dearly. And remember, don't just be blessed, live blessed.